Game 3, and for now the last game between Melkor and Vivi. Melkor as Saracens here and Vivi as Franks. Let's start with the maps first and then see what the players are actually going to do. Melkor, again, not the best map ever. The main gold, forwardish on the side, it's on the far side, but it can be attacked from the walls. Second gold inside but forward, main stone forward. The third gold outside, only the second stone safe from the back, but that's it. And Vivi, in the 3 games they've been playing now, I think he always had the better maps. Kind of feel that. Melkor, at least one game, didn't have a back base, and if he had a back base, then it was always the golds were quite forward. We've seen it in the last game, in the second. Very interesting one, to be honest. Now, this one, I don't really know what the players are going to do, to be honest. Because Saracens against Franks, like classically I would say Monk Rush, but it's not so strong over Little Kingdoms anymore, and Melkor is not really the Monk kind of guy, so I'm not quite sure what Melkor is planning to do here. I guess we could see Camels, possibly Lightcav in Castle Age, and then later on Arbalest possibly, but Franks can go for heavy cavalry, or we might see Castle Push again, we might see Bombard Cannons, we could see throwing X-Men. I'm not sure what Vivi is planning to do here. Let's go for his map first then. Vivi has the main gold safe in the back again, and that's really nice to have. His other resources are forward, but still. Main stone forwardish, second stone outside on the left. There's the second gold on that corner of his map, and the third gold on the other corner as well. We have one really close to his base. We have then 1, 2, 3 relics in the neutral zone. 2 extra golds, 1 extra stone here, a little bit closer to Vivi, another extra stone closer to Melkor, and this relic is close to him. So in regard of the rest of the map, it's quite fair, but the resource distribution inside the maps or around the walls is not really the best for Melkor. Second elephant coming in, and yeah, that's pretty much it to see for the maps. As of strategy, I don't know. I'm not an expert here. I haven't played Saracens or Franks really on Arena, and I haven't been playing Arena or actually played online for quite some time. So I don't really know. The best idea here would probably to go for the Monk Rush actually, and maybe go with 2 TCs behind that, 2 extra TCs. But Franks with the good scouts, with a light cav possibility, can actually and should be able to defend against Monks. Could also go for a castle if he needed to. And I think Melkor is just going with a standard, maybe 27 or 28 plus 2, and go to Feudal Castle Age. Feudal Age coming in from Vivi first. We've seen that quite some time. He somehow has, either he has the better build orders or is executing better, I don't know. Stable coming up from him as well, makes sense. And a market actually, no blacksmith, which is interesting. Vivi probably wants to balance his economy later on, instead of going for any blacksmith upgrades, which he doesn't really need at the start. So it makes sense for me to go that way. Castle Age coming up, double Billix on the way, I guess. Of course, 3 horse color for this Frank still. That means he can already produce a scout if he wants to. 100 food is not going to. Maybe forgot about that, or maybe just wants to go for knights. That's also possible. I don't really like it, but it's an option for him. And Melkor has the stable up, scout production starting, makes sense, got a lot of farms here. That's 10, I think. Yeah, that's 10 farmers. Maybe I should have put that farm closer to the mill, because she's probably gonna walk towards the mill instead of the TC, or maybe once towards the TC, once the other direction. Now Melkor, of course, is starting the scout, is trying to find the scout from Vivi, and the Frank scout is stronger, but 2 against 1, we know this is going to end. That means Vivi has to run back. Vivi, though, is up to Castle Age, going with the monastery this time, and TC on the main stone, and at woodline another TC not coming up yet. No, actually it is on the woodline here. So 3 TCs on the left, and the main goal is on the other side with Melkor, heavy plow also, and light cav delaying his TCs once again. That's his usual build order, and he's been very successful with that. But now playing against a 2k5 player, and that is Vivi, it's not going to be as easy as before. TC coming up now on the stone and the woodline. Very nice TC spot. 3 TC still missing. Do we see a few minor fights here? Actually, Knight production obviously starting. And those Knights with 3 bloodlines with plus 20% are going to be pretty good against Lightcav here. Monks should try and get the relics in. And actually, you can see Melkor is protecting this relic, but Vivi is concentrating on the relic on the left-hand side, because he knows this is like a lot farther away from Melkor's base, and that knight is actually doing some disturbance here. Now camel production from Melkor starting 1 or 2 we might see here. Yeah, that's 2 or 3 camels actually. Makes a lot of sense, to be honest, and we are going to see a big fight for the relics. In the meantime, Vivi is ahead by 7 villages once again, and Melkor for now has the map control, but Vivi is not afraid to give it up for a little bit, like give Melkor even most of the relics and then fight back. So we might see this once again, unless Melkor is maybe going full camels. That might be an option here actually in Castle Age, going for a lot of camels and try to not go to Imperial Age too late. But you can see Vivi is still fighting using the knight and the scout to take down 1 monk here. The spearman went down fast, and we see 3 camels, 2 light cav at least for Melkor, and Melkor is starting to get those relics in wheelbarrow on the way from Vivi. He is still 8 villages ahead. He's got a 4th DC coming up on the main goal. It makes sense here, and I guess this is a big difference. If Melkor is reviewing these games, I think he should realize that Vivi has some ideas that he might be able to use in his own games. Melkor, that is. And now you can see 3 monks, but that was not a good fight, and I think Vivi should lose all of them. Not even 1 light cav going down. Very strong fight here from Melkor. Just needs more monks to grab those relics. And Vivi is again using the spearmen, but those camels are too strong at this point. The spearmen can do some damage, but they're not the perfect counter to camels, I guess. Now we should see 1 conversion. Perfect. There's it. Frank's camel. Have you seen that before? Only if you've seen conversions. And Vivi, look at this. This is ballsy. 5 TCs once again. That's just amazing and a little bit too much usually. But he's pulling it off. Look at this. 5th TC coming up, and he's still got decent resources. Again, he could go for the cheap Frank castles. He's got enough farms to support the 5 TCs, and that means he can delay his Imperial Age just to get a few castles up to get map control back. And you can see Vivi is spending more or investing more into some military units, and in the end, Melkor only left with 5, that's a few camels, and still hasn't a single relic in. Finally, the first relic coming in for him, and that means he needs to grab the other 3 or 4. I thought I've seen 5 relics. Does Vivi have a relic now? Is he getting 1 in? Apparently not. But that means, yeah, that's still 4 relics on the open map, and there's still minor fights here. Melkor now doing bloodlines. Lou and Pikemen coming in. We've seen that quite some times. And now Vivi is saying, hello, there's my villagers. I'm going with the forward castle on your walls. Once again, Melkor doesn't have a siege workshop. We've seen this before. I wonder why. That's a little bit of a mistake. He should have a mangonel maybe, or a siege workshop around, but he probably is not even going to be able to see this. Can he spot this? I think he's concentrating to the left. He can see the pikeman moving there, so maybe he's got an idea, but no, he's not going to find. He's concentrating on the relics, going for archer ranges now, and in the meantime, Vivi is saying, hello, there's my first castle. The second one will come in any second, or maybe not. Gold mining, stone mining, forging. Doesn't have a lot of stone miners now, so apparently 1 castle is enough in this game at the start, in this late castle age, mid to late. And also Vivi saying, hello, there's another gold. I have villages forward. I'm waiting for the stone to come in, so I take it. And now Vivi is starting to attack. Melkor, though, this time has a good amount of camels. He's got a good amount of army. Lost the knight to conversion here. Or I guess he got back converted. Not sure. No, actually it should be a converted knight, and the camels are starting to attack, but pikemen against camels, that's a good fight for Vivi, and Vivi is the first to click up to Imperial Age. Very impressive to see, consistently clicking up between 28 and 30 minutes in these games while still going for the Castle Age army. And we see 2 relics only for Melkor at 29 minutes. That's not enough. He should have more, but he couldn't go for more. Wasn't able to grab those. And you can see the villagers from gold moving forward to build another castle. Not sure where Vivi is going to put it. Don't see it yet. 650 stone almost in the bank, and of course the Frank's castles are cheaper. You can see that's quite ballsy again. He's going really ambitious, but Melkor is not able to stop this, and he doesn't want to open the walls apparently, so he's just allowing this castle to happen, going for his own castle and for his main TC, which kind of makes sense. And my Woobly is crushing it. No, thankfully not, but I've had a lot of problems with the recorded games lately. Woobly has been stopping, or not Woobly, but Age of Empires stopped for a few times there. Not sure what the reason is. Maybe I need to update something, I don't know. We have Imperial Age coming up soon for Vivi. What's the plan now? I guess guess trebuchets first, and then after that we might see pretty much anything. Throwing X-Men is a really nice option. The wall's going down. We have a few camels through crossbowmen now. That's actually Melkor style as I like it. Siege Workshop and Castle to protect the stone and gold. Good idea, Peter Archer coming in. Chemistry for vivi. We might even see armored cannons or hand cannons this time. Also possible. 3 traps on the way. Imperial Age finishing for Melkor, and I guess we're gonna see a trebuchet immediately. And chemistry too, yes. Arbalest on the way, Bracer on the way, so we're going to see a different army composition now. Arbalest approach is usually good here, because as long as you don't face paladins, or cavalry could be strong, but paladins would wreck the Arbalest, of course. Now, I think the Arbalest choice here is quite nice. Third castle though coming up from vivi, and this is a really, really strong forward. Not going to be easy to take that down. A few scorpions here to fight the crossbowman, and you can see that's 1, 2 trebuchets immediately hitting that castle, and that's only on half HP. We have the third castle soon to be finished. There it is, another trebuchet waiting to attack. Vivi doesn't see it, I guess. Heavy camel on the way against non-camel units, against non-cavalry units. That's a mistake in my opinion. Not sure why he's spending those resources. It's quite cheap. And yeah, the game is stopping again and again. I don't like it. I hope it's not the OBS problem. Thumbering on the way. And scale guarding Arbor, did he lose an archer range or did he just click Arbalest really late? I didn't see it. Melkor is housed on 135 with 145 population. He doesn't have enough houses, going for take the extra stone here. He lost the castle, double siege workshop on the left, bombard cannon production starting. Arbalest hemi-camels, bombard cannons might be good, but the problem is Melkor's base is under attack immediately because he lost the castle, he's gonna lose the archer ranges. He put his military units forward again, and he's losing a lot here. Needed to put them on the side maybe, or stop this first castle from going up. That would be so important, but Melkor didn't realize that vivi was once again going for these castles. I think it's very good for Melkor to have these preparation matches, because if he's going to review those, as I said, I think he will see a lot more details than I am going to be able to see here. I'm just a cast, I'm not a player, and they know a lot better what they're doing right and wrong. So siege engineers for Melkor, but elite throwing X-Men done, and they should not be able to fight Arbalests with the numbers Melkor has. He will be fine. But there's bombard cannons. Ooh, that was a mistake for vivi. Nice snipe here. Melkor, 142 population. And 31 against 34 military units, but now you can see the elite throwing X-Men moving in, and 70 HP against 40, that's big difference here. Arbalests need to go back, and that's not enough Arbalests to take the fight without moving and going for micro here. Bombard cannons to take down the buildings or attack the Arbalest. Bearded X on the way, and on the other side Melkor has put up a castle to protect the golds, but there's a trebuchet immediately, and vivi also saying, hey, extra resources, I'm gonna put a castle there, take the stone later on. In the meantime, the Arbalests are getting pushed away from the X-Men. Melkor is losing all the military buildings, conscription on the way, but he doesn't really have the best economy any longer. 107 villagers, but it's also 16 idols, and the gold income from Melkor is got that former main gold here, 200 gold left, taking stone. He's got the 2 extra golds, but he lost the castle to bombard cannon and 2 trebuchets, and now these villagers might be dying really, really soon. Iron casting on the way. Those X-Men are actually even okay against the Arbalest, at least in the way that vivi is using them, and the bombard cannons behind, of course, can do a lot of damage. It should be 1 dead bombard cannon. vivi has villagers around, is not repairing. Bombard cannons also for Melkor, 12+1 range for both players. Siege engineers done, obviously. And the problem is, Melkor is losing more and more units, doesn't have the resources to rebuild Arbalest. Actually, he has, but he's not fast enough, doesn't have the production buildings, doesn't have a siege workshop around. That's 1 here, not 2 siege workshops building bombard cannons, but he lost the bombard cannons as well. And now the throwing X-Men coming in from the side, the Arbalest getting caught in the middle. Melkor losing the villages here, Melkor losing his army at home, and vivi winning the 3rd game in a row. Very, very impressive games by vivi. Let's be honest, I didn't expect him to be that good on Arena, but I guess he found a way to play it, and against Melkor he's been doing really, really well. The first round opponent from vivi, I think, is Terror. John Slow. Terror is a really different player, so we might see different games here, but against Melkor, vivi found a way. Hope you enjoyed this one, hope you enjoyed the 3 games. See you on the next ones. GG.